Hello, my name is Jeremy J.P. Gauna, and I'm here to let you know. Ooh, it's a good question. I would hope most people, when they look at me, they would perceive positive energy, positive vibes. That's, what I try to give off. It's what I try to represent in myself, and also the people that I have around me. Like I said, perception, of course, is everything. So when you have people around you sometimes who may not have the best attitudes and the best lifestyles, well, then that impacts the perception of you. It's key, man. That's such a great question. Goodness gracious, it's good. Ooh, my high school basketball coach, senior year, I remember broke it down that perception is everything. I didn't really grasp what he meant until further on in life. I can look back on it now and say, perception is absolutely everything. And that's in every career, every aspect of life that you can imagine. Perception is very important. You want people to always, have the best in perception of not only you, but also the people around you, which isn't always the case, but it's very important, especially if you want to maintain the idea and, the reputable, I don't know the word, can't find the word that I'm looking for, but if you want to maintain a high rep, make sure that you are perceived in well standards in positive ways. You never know what someone's going through, man, so make sure you're perceived in the most positive ways, every aspect of life, for sure. The biggest misunderstanding about me, dude, that's tough, brother, man. It's probably that I'm super rich. A lot of people have this idea that I'm just extremely wealthy, which is so far from the case. I grew up extremely poor, and I would say now I'm at a place in my life where I'm very comfortable and I'm fortunate to have what I have, but I don't know why people have this idea that I'm rich. And also, I guess sometimes because I'm still-faced, people also think that I'm rude or hard to communicate and talk to. I get a lot of people who reached out to me and told me that they wanted to come up to me and speak to me in person when they saw me, but they didn't because they thought that I had a mean mug, I guess you can say, or a resting bitch face, they say. I don't know, but it's not the perception, man. If you come up to me and I'm maybe in a deep thought with a serious face, I'll tell them what I got going on, but just say something to me, I guarantee you it'll pop off with a smile and I'll be willing to have conversation with you, whatever it may be about, It's just who I am. I want to love on you. If you love on me, let's go. The current life dilemma that I'm dealing with right now is procrastination. Well, that's always a thing for me. I have this idea and this saying that I'd rather be proactive than reactive, and in most cases I am that way, but lately I've been very hesitant to do things that I should have done a couple of days before or weeks ahead of time in order to be prepared for what's coming. So procrastination is really something that I'm struggling with in life right now, which has always been an issue for me, but it's always something I'm looking forward to growing and working on. Of course, with every struggle, if you're not learning from it, then you're just staying stagnant. And with procrastination, it's just another stepping stone that I got to step up and get over so that way I can be where I want to be eventually. Easily the idea, actually not the idea, but the teaching of history when it comes to Native American culture. Not necessarily just specific to Native Americans, but all cultures. Mexicans, whether it be black culture, whether it be Indian culture from India, just all different types of history, the true history, I feel like needs to be taught in our communities. Because if we learn those certain things, for example, in a community, if we can learn that Bob over here is gonna grow tomatoes and Susan over here is gonna grow, I don't know, whatever, corn, jalapenos, she's gonna grow her own food. Well, maybe as a community, we can come together and learn that we can help each other grow more and that we can be more self-sustainable versus being controlled and not having the resources or not even really having the consumer strength that we need to be in control of what we're buying and what we have. So it definitely would be history, and it definitely would be learning and education on ways that we can help the fellow neighbor and just in growth in general in life. How do I feel about the names? Man, that's tough. For me, I obviously see both sides of, I guess you can say I'm straddling the fence in my understanding and what I'm doing. I don't get offended by certain things, certain names, the Florida State Seminoles, for example, that was a name there. They worked specifically with the Seminoles in order to get things correct, to make sure that they were honoring the tribe, to make sure that they were doing things correct. There's a couple of tribes that have done that throughout Major League affiliated teams and sorts like that in sports. what I will say though is it depends also the terms being used. Redskin was a derogative term, no matter which way you look at it. And so for that to be a team name, while it doesn't offend me, I can understand and I can see where people would be offended, and where there's one of me that's not, there's 250 people that are. So like I said, I see both sides of the argument. One's trying to keep traditions and names alive, the idea about Native Americans and things of that nature, while the other is allowing a door of an opportunity for idiocracy, for people who don't understand that maybe a specific hey, like a chant may be offensive to some tribes. So there's a lot of ignorance with it, and I don't really know of any way to educate this side more than just, if you're going to do it, teach and educate through a bigger platform that you have. For example, Washington had an opportunity to change their name to whatever it could have been, but in that time frame when they were going through what they were going through with the Redskins name, they could have educated and taught more people about what is the wrong way to go about it and the right way to do about it. And I feel like if they could have just put more resources into educating the people and showing what is right and wrong, then it would have been a better result for them, but unfortunately it wasn't. Oh, absolutely, it's been positive. Growing up, I would say I was, we were in church quite a bit as kids, probably from the ages of about 7 up until, 17, 18. I was religious in church. And I would say it was non-denominational church, not specific to any one religion. Christianity is wide all the way around. And so I would say that being Choctaw, check it out. Okay, Choctaws were the first to adapt to Christianity, one of the first tribes. They adapted the white man's ways, so to say. So I was raised with this Christian household for, a period of time. Were we very, very super religious? No, but we did attend church and we did have values. I was saved. Now I have an understanding of where I come from and my roots, the traditional side, the Native American side. Those two coexist, but they don't co-align, so to say, necessarily. So for me, it's very hard, and it's been a struggle in my life with religion. Now it's been very positive because I have faith, and the Creator, God-given, has provided me with so much in my life, and I'm very grateful for it. To me, people ask me all the time, what is Jesus, what is God, what is the Creator? And I just say love. And of course, with everything positive, there's always a negative. So with love, there's gonna be hate, no matter where it comes from. It's just gonna be associated with it too. I will say, if you're going through anything in life, you have to have faith in something. I don't care if it's a pencil. Have faith that this pencil is gonna get you through your day, because you need that. Have faith that this pencil is gonna guide you in the right ways and just never fail, because that's what we need in order to thrive and to prevail and to succeed. We have to have faith. And so, yeah, religion's been positive for me. It's not always the same with everybody else, but there are different revenues. There are different routes that you can take into finding where your true heart belongs. So don't feel like you just have to go with one way and be stuck there. Be open to, learning and growing and just learning to appreciate other people's views, because not everyone has the same ones. How do I plan on becoming financially free? Ooh, that's such a good question, man. I live my life with the understanding that I don't know what tomorrow brings. With that said, I'm very optimistic that my future is very bright. I can see a lot of things already lining up and happening as I was told they would. How do I get there, though, is a great question, brother man. Dang, that's really tough. I guess I would say planning more, setting more goals, making more effective use of my utensils, such as calendars and just whiteboards and just manifestation and just things of that nature that, will guide you out there. If you talk about it, it's going to come to you. It's just speak about it and be about it. It's kind of how I live. So, having a lot of money would be great. But is it needed for me? No, because I'm rich already with love and with positive vibes and energy. And you can't take that away from me. The money you can have, you can strip me from all of that, and I'm just gonna be A-okay because I don't need it. Getting there and it coming to me is gonna be one thing. And when it does, all that's gonna allow me to do is be able to open up doors and resources for others. So that's why it will come to me, and I plan on it coming to me because of what I have in mind for that to happen. So there's the best way for me to answer that. Oh man, I want to know how they got there. I want to speak to them. I want to let them know that they're loved on. I have the ability to make friends, whether they're the homeless man on the street or the CEO of the Dallas Morning News. I can talk to them the same way and make them both feel loved. But when I see a homeless man, first thing I want to know, man, is how did he get there? What are his struggles? What happened, you know? I just want to dig and understand and learn from them and see, because not every homeless person's story is the same, and they have some very unique stories that I think if more documentation happened, we would understand that it's every human that's at some point going to be having the capability of being just that same way, homeless. And we never know if that opportunity, or I should say opportunity, but we don't know if that could ever be us. So when I see a homeless guy, I think, you know, I'm very grateful for what I have, and I'm very blessed that it's not me, and I go out and love on that person and just try to make them feel good. Why do I cry? Man, let me be honest. It's been a long time since I've had genuine tears. The last time I had genuine tears, it really strengthened me. And you know, even recently, after what had happened to me at that point in time, I lost my grandfather. And to this day, I still have not broken down from it. And my grandfather was really, really close. I mean, we were really, really close. So when you ask me why do I cry, I can sit here and honestly tell you that it's been so long that I don't know why. I don't have an answer. I wish I could cry. I think when losing my grandfather, instead of, you know, softening me, it made me so strong that I can be that bolder for my family because I have to be. And so, you know, I'm not saying I won't cry, something eventually could. Right now in my life, I don't have any reason to. And so I gotta be able to say that's a blessing. So yeah, I can't answer your question, bro. It's been a while since I've cried. Why do I laugh? Laughter to me is the key to happiness. If you can learn to laugh about things versus seeing them as a negative entity and or being offended by it, oh my gosh, your life would be so much better, I promise you. Just take some advice from me. Learn to laugh versus being offended, and your life will be better, I promise. That's easy for me to answer, man, because I love laughing. I love making people laugh and making them feel good about themselves. I feel like it creates an energy, you know, that you can maintain and carry throughout the rest of the day when you start laughing. So I love to laugh, man. Good question. Ooh, in the next 6 months, how do I want to grow? Mentally. I always want to grow mentally. If I'm never growing, if I'm never learning, then I'm never growing. If I'm continuing to be where I'm at right now and staying stagnant, it doesn't work for me. So in the next 6 months, I've actually dedicated myself the past 2 weeks to reading 10 pages every single day of a book. Once I finish that book, I'll start another one. So little things like that, I'm mentally preparing myself for the next 6 months of what's to come. That would also be at nighttime before I go to bed. Let's stop focusing on the negative of everything that happened throughout the day, and let's mentally get our mind right for what's coming the next day. And you have to have this mindset of, hey, tomorrow's gonna be great. I'm gonna wake up with good energy, I'm gonna sleep good. You know, even if things don't work out the way I want to in the morning, I still have the ability to adapt and overcome and still get my mind right in a positive way. You just gotta find that strength. Something throughout the day has happened that will happen to you that you just have to use as a positive energy throughout the rest of the day. And so, yeah. Give myself a compliment. JP, you're not where you wanna be, but you're doing good things. As far as a compliment goes, your attitude's in the right spot. You still have a lot of work to do, but you're doing great at thinking of others and seeing both sides of the story before you jump to conclusions in life, and it's with everything. Continue to be simple in life in the aspect of not needing too much. You're doing well there. I think that you have a lot of room to grow in many different areas, whether it be acting, modeling, producing music, or anything of that nature. You still got a long way to go, but you've gradually shown some increase over the past couple of years, and you're right on path where you should be. Stay focused and just stay as positive as you can even when times get rough, because your positive vibes and energy feed so many others and they feed off of it. So continue to be that light, and remember that when times get dark, you know, it's easy to be negative. Just always continue to try to fight for that light, because without that light shining inside of you, the world's not going to be as bright as it should be. So you're doing right. Keep it up.
Fire.
Yeah.
That was it.
It's cool, dude. That was dope.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you, big dog.
Yes, sir.
What a blessing, man.